it's Anya here, and I'm back with another video for Ophelia Talks Crochet. And today we are making a hair clip, a lemon hair clip. So I thought we could make a lovely lemon slice with some leaves, and we attach them to one of those clips. There we go. And this way we can make lots of lovely little hair clips, and in this case of course we have it lemon themed. So let me show you how to make this. So what do you need for this project? Well, of course you need cotton. So this is Lime, Sunshine and White, and it is from the King Cole Cotton Soft range. It's a DK yarn, so it's a good thickness to work with. For this yarn I always use my 3.5, although the yarn is prescribed for a 4mm hook, so use the hook that you usually use for DK. You will also need a darning needle, your scissors, and then of course we're going to have to mount our little makes onto a clip. So I have here various sizes, you can get them via Amazon I'm sure, and then of course also the hot glue gun to attach them to the hair clips. So let's make the lemon slice. So I've got my white here. I'm going to make a magic circle. Take your hook, go under this strand here, pull back the strand at the back there, which is your working yarn. You twist and you turn to make a little loop. You go back to that working yarn, twist and turn and make a chain. Then you can come out of that magic circle, pick up the yarn the way you usually would, and working into your magic circle over the bit with the 2 strands, you're going to make single crochet. So I use American terminology, and you go into the circle, pull up a loop, yarn over, and you pull through the 2 loops on your hook, and you're going to keep your circle tension so it's easier for you to work with. And we're going to do 8 single crochets. Of course this all comes down to dexterity. And there is my 8th single crochet. Now we're going to keep the stitches between our fingers like this, pull the end here so that it becomes a smaller circle but it's still flat. And now we're just going to check, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and into the 8th one you're going to go into there, pull the end again so your circle gets a little bit smaller again, and then bring back the yarn through that 8th single crochet and do your slip stitch. There we go. So this is now the end of the center of our lemon. So we're going to cut this off and we're going to change color. So if you wanted to, you can sew in the ends already. And I have 9 V's going around the outside of my work, so that's what you need, 9 stitches. And now we're going to get started with our sunshine color. Make your slip knot, insert your hook, and we're going to get started by placing 2 single crochets in each stitch around. So we're going to be creating 18 single crochets, but we are going to place them in the back loop only. So if you take a look, this V here, these 2 strands are the strands of a stitch that we usually pick up by going under both of them. This time we're just going to go under one of them, okay, at the back this time, because we're going to be using the front for something else. So we're going to place 2 single crochets in each stitch, and of course because we are starting a row, we start with a standing single crochet straight off the slip knot on our hook. So that's 2 single crochets in there, then into the next one there, making sure you just pick up the back loop only. You're going to place 2 single crochets. So you're going to do that all around your little disc here, and I will see you at the end of the round. So I have made it all the way around. I have placed 2 single crochets in each stitch. I just need to do the last one here. Voila, there we go. And now this stitch here, this one, we need to go under that one for our slip stitch, but it has closed up for me. I can't get in there. So I'm going to go into the next stitch there, and I'm going to let my slip stitch count as the top of that single crochet where my top sort of disappeared. There we go. Now we're going to do a second round of single crochets. So we're going to chain 1. We're going to let that count as our single crochet at the end of the round. So I'm going to disregard that for now. And now in the first stitch, I'm going to place under both the strands 1 single crochet. Then in the next stitch, I am going to place 2 single crochets. 1 and 2. There we go. And this is how you are going to continue, placing 1 single crochet in the first stitch, 2 single crochets in the next one. And this time we are going to create 27 stitches. I will see you at the end of the round. I've made it to the end of the round. I still have the last stitch to do. In this last stitch I need to place 2 single crochets, so I'm going to place the first one in there because I have space for that one. There we go. Then, as you can see, we already have that chain coming out. Now I'm going to let that chain count for our second single crochet. It's a little bit thin, so that's why I'm going to go in, pull up a loop, and I'm going to let the chain and this pulled up loop count as my single crochet. But we also have to close our round, and I am now straight away going to go under the V, which is right after that chain, and I'm going to pull up a loop, and then I'm going to pull through the 2 loops on my hook, and this now has made a mock single crochet, and it has also closed our round. So it's a win-win situation, and we haven't made an extra V going around the outside of our work. So now we have 27 stitches. So now we are going to cut off our yarn, and we're going to go back to the white. So I have my slip knot ready on my hook with my white. We are now going to do a round of white while we also make our segments. So we're going to be picking up both the strands, so go under any V, and you're going to make a standing single crochet. Well, in fact, you're going to do 3 single crochets in a row. So 1, 2 and 3. Then you do a treble crochet. So you yarn over twice, you point your hook towards the center of your slice, and you will see that there is a loop that you can pick up. So this is the front loop of those stitches that we picked up earlier in the back loop. Okay. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. There we go. Now we are not going to skip any stitches. We're just going to find the next stitch. So this one is used, and now I'm going to go into the next one for a single crochet. In fact, we're going to place 1 single crochet in the next 3 stitches. Then you do a treble crochet, you yarn over twice, you point your hook down, find the next front loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Then again, which one was the one that we used last? The next one is the one that we are going to use. Hold on with your nail here, hold on, so you don't pull everything sort of out of proportion. There we go. Okay. And this is a little sequence that you're going to be repeating 9 times. So at the end of the round it looks like this, but of course I still have to do my last treble crochet, and yes, there is one last front loop left over, and so I'm going to complete my treble crochet. There we go, voila. And now I'm going to look at this first stitch here. It was a standing one, sometimes that closes up, so I'm going to go into the next one for my slip stitch. There we go, voila. Now of course there is a choice. I could have done another round of single crochets, but in my opinion that just made the lemon slice too big. So I wanted to keep it small, and I know you can see the side here where it's still white, but I don't mind. I just liked that size. I didn't want to make it even bigger. So this is how we are going to make that. So you go in between the stitches, sort of under the V, but still in between. There we go. We're going to bring up the yarn. Voila. And now you go to the next location under the V and you do a slip stitch. So the first one is a little bit awkward because you have to get started, and then under the next V, there we go, and off we go. And this way you're going to make your little lemon slice nice and round. It will lie flat nicely, it will have a nice edge, and it will of course have, oh yes, this is the location, see? It will have its peel. There we go. And in there, voila. And of course in this round you will be doing 36 slip stitches. I will see you at the end of the round. So I've made it all the way around, and of course that's the end of our lemon slice. We're going to have to sew in the ends. Let's make our leaf. So we're going to make a slip knot, insert your hook, and we're going to chain 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. And the 10th one is our turning chain. The first chain that we're going to use is the 9th one. In there you're going to place a single crochet. Voila. Then in the next chain you're going to place a half double crochet, so you yarn over and then you pull through the 3 loops on your hook. Then in the next stitch you're going to place a double crochet. Then in the next stitch you're going to place a double crochet. In the next stitch you're going to place 2 treble crochet, so that means you're going to yarn over twice, insert, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2, and we repeat that into the same location. Voila. Then in the next stitch we place a double crochet. In the next stitch we place a double crochet. In the next stitch we place a half double crochet. There we go. And in the last stitch, so hopefully that has not closed up, you're going to place a single crochet, and it needs a little bit persuasion. There we go. Voila, for a single crochet. Then we're going to chain 1, and you turn your work, so you're going to hold your chain like so, so your stitches are suspended from the chain, hanging down. Then with your chain 1, that will be able to give you the space you need to place a single crochet on top of that first chain here, in which there is already a single crochet. So I just need to get into it there. And when that doesn't work, you turn your hook and you can go under it like that. So keep everything reasonably tight and place a single crochet in there. Voila. Now we're going to place a half double crochet in the next stitch, and again I'm going to twist my hook so it's easier for me to pick up that leftover strand of the chain. Now we are going to do a double crochet in the next one, because we also did that on the other side, you see. So really we are doing the same as we did already in that chain. So here I have placed those 2 double crochets next to one another, and then here in this one we did 2 treble crochets, so I am also going to be placing 2 treble crochets in here. That's the first one, and this is the second one. There we go. And then the next one is a double crochet, double crochet, and a half double crochet into the next stitch. There we are. And then here into this one a single crochet, and then into that turning chain from before, try to get under there. We're going to do a slip stitch to close the round. Voila. And now we are sort of at the tip of our leaf. Now we're going to work our way back, doing a row of slip stitches to create the central vein. So here is the first sort of little hole I see, and really that's going back into those chains. So I'm going to do a slip stitch into each of those chains, into each location, bring up the working yarn and do a slip stitch. So then when you get to the end, I try to go under this V here to do another slip stitch. There we go. If that's not possible, sometimes I just do it around it, but you know, just see what can be done. There we go. So there is our leaf, and of course now we're going to cut off the yarn and sew in the ends. Voila. And of course you're going to have to make 2 leaves for 1 lemon peel. And now it's time for assembly. So I have fired up the hot glue gun, and now we're going to do the assembly. So first of all, I'm going to do a little bit of hot glue on the side here, and then I'm going to put the leaf on. Now make sure it's sort of sticking out a little bit. There we go. And we do the same thing on this side. Voila. Okay, so these are attached. And now we need to sort of bridge that height. So we're going to put a little blob of hot glue there. And then we're going to put on the back here. So this will be the middle, this will be the little sides. There we go. Maybe a little bit more on the side, so we have a whole row of hot glue. And then we put it down with the row, of course, in between. There we go. I hope you like this project, and I hope you will make it. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you are enjoying my channel. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already, and leave me a thumbs up and a comment down below. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!